I saw this movie. It was one of those movies that I remember I got punished for watching too early because it's one of those movies that I think my older siblings rented.
Oh, what
My
kind of
oldest,
punishment did you get for watching Porky's too early?
Yeah, we're just gonna start this shit live.
That's why I said I'm mad that I liked it. Like I'm really pissed.
he's Chinese.
Welcome to the latest episode of Sarath and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast.
Like a good sensation. Oh yeah. No, I use this again when I edit or when I'm like drawing on my Wacom. It so I don't mess up the touchscreen.
Okay, all right.
You know,
I thought you would.
You don't have one?
No, I don't.
The only hard to Lizzie's Orlando, not hard to rock. Get out of here. Here's you as you stuff another banana in your mouth.
It's a piece. Hey, it's very, very appropriate based on this movie and the language that they use. Jesus fucking Christ. Bro, this movie was a hard watch.
First of all, you eating that banana right now, you really look like King Louis from Jungle Book. Just so you know. I don't, it's a little on the nose, but I'm just saying.
First of all, do you love the fact that I'm wearing a Hard Rock Orlando shirt? I got this out of I don't know, you guys probably have them because there's like stores in Sarasota where I visited my in-laws where it's like everything's like $5-10 and it's a whole bunch of like just like local t-shirts.
Yeah, souvenir merch, local t-shirt, shit like that.
Yeah, and it's like it's all like stuff from other companies.
Yeah. You go there, it's like you got a lot of those, 3 for $20 hoodies.
Yeah, and it's not the usual 3 for $20 that I come from. Like this is an actual Hard Rock Hotel branded hoodie.
Yeah.
Like it says it in the back.
It's like when you're in Orlando, you can go to Disney Springs or go to the parks and you can get the merch, or you can go to International Drive, go talk to Martell or whoever works out there, and then just be like, "Hey man, you got any shot glasses?" And they open up this whole thing. You're like, "Huh?
Yeah,
I didn't know they had Goofy with a lightsaber."
Well, here's the thing about that. I learned that these tourist spots, they change their merch per year. So it's like almost like Macy's. They got to get rid of the old stuff and they sell them by the pallet loads, and then they end up in these stores.
Yeah.
Whereas in New York, when you went to a 4 for $20 t-shirt in Times Square, those t-shirts were going to be hand drawn by a little Asian kid at home. Like they're going to be like bootlegs of bootlegs, not even bootleg. It's going to be like, damn, like this disintegrated.
No, that's right. That's where I got my first. I remember when I was younger, I got a San Francisco 49ers starter hat on Canal Street. And listen,
it didn't even, if it rained, it would have like stained your head for life.
Yeah, 49ers with 2 R's. Speaking a lot of R's, welcome to the latest episode of Sarath and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast featuring Marcos. It's your boy Sarath, aka Makazi.
It's your boy Marcos, aka at the Sunset Kid 56.
Listen, there was a character in this movie that you picked that dropped a hard R at one point, and I was wondering where that shit was gonna lead. And boy, that didn't go nowhere.
Bro, it literally, this movie, like, first of all,
if this movie were a wild time. That's all I'm saying. Whenever with these movies you pick, all I'm gonna say is the 80s were a wild time.
No, but this was like unhinged, bro. Like I felt like 4 producers got into a hotel because this came out like 85 or something, 84.
I thought I said 81 or something like that.
Oh, 81. Oh, so they definitely were coked out in the 70s, and they were like somebody had. It's almost like you ever heard of the story of Voltron and how Voltron ended up being Voltron?
No.
How some guy in the 70s or in the early 80s saw a cartoon while he was in a Japan licensing show, bought it. And then when he got back home, he was like, all right, send it because I'm going to sell it to syndication. And the Japanese guy sent the wrong cartoon. What they wanted was Daltanius, which is a lion, a plane, and a mecha that come together, and they have this robot that has a lion head in the middle and has a blazing sword.
Okay.
What they sent was the Go Lions, which is, what is it? The 5 lions that turned into one thing.
Yeah.
So basically, I think this is what happened. Like whoever distributed this movie bought one story, and they send them 4 stories, and they were like, let's just make this in one movie because, first of all,
Why don't you tell the audience, whoever's listening? First of all, thank you guys for listening. If you're listening to especially these episodes and listening to Marcos's unhinged choices, thank you for joining us and doing this deep dive into this world of movies. Remember, we're a book club for movies. If you haven't yet, like, subscribe, tell your friends about us. Tell us what movies you guys want us to cover. All right. Now, with that being said, Marcos, tell these people what crazy movie you had us watch this week.
Well, we watched Porky's, not Porky's Revenge, Porky's, the original Porky's.
Yes.
And this movie, like, people like to talk about the 90s as teen calm sex like time when we were obsessed. No, 81 it was wild as shit. First of all, you could tell what kind of movie we're in. I just have to cover these first Bro, yo, they started a hard R.
Yeah. No,
R right away.
I was reading about this movie. So apparently the guy that created it, he was written and directed by the same person. But apparently it was based off of like his real life experiences he had in South Florida, as a high schooler in the 50s.
Bro,
my goodness. I don't know. Are you here? I watched some movies.
So
like
who
this.
is he supposed to be? Is he Pee-wee?
I don't know. I don't know if he's Pee-wee or Tommy or whatever. I'm just saying, it's like, you watch movies like this. This whole time I watched this movie, I had one thought in my mind. I was like, did he exaggerate for the sake of the movie, or is this kind of how it was back then? What do you think?
I don't know. This is one of those movies that in 2026 is tough to watch. And maybe I would have said that if I was an adult when this movie came out.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of uncomfortableness in this movie. Like, every ism that people don't like now existed in this movie and are live and breathing.
Yeah.
Like, there's anti-Semitism, there's racism, there's sexism, there's
classism. There's classism.
There's like old
eroticism.
Language.
There's eroticism. That fucking locker room scene.
Bro,
I don't know how that lady survived.
There's oldism. There's oldism. Ageism. Sorry, not oldism. There's it's a lot of like gay bashing in this movie.
Yeah.
And there's also a lot of homoerotic comfortableness amongst the main cast in this movie.
But they call it white boy fun. Is that what they call it? Like white boy fun, right?
Bro, like there was so many scenes that everybody was comfortable just getting butt ass naked in front of each other.
Yeah.
And so the obvious Italian dude, who they didn't come out and say he was Italian, but he gave the super Italian.
Yeah.
At one point he said, "What is you from Brooklyn?" I was like,
well, why don't you tell the people what the premise of this movie is? Because I think
there was 4 different premises that all just kind of died at the same time.
Okay, well, so the premise of this movie, if you boil it down, is there's a character named Pee-wee who's kind of the nerdy person. He's the Millhouse of the group, and he's he's not a sex addict. He's just sex starved. He really, really, really wants to have sex.
He's a liar. He's a capper, as you want to say. First of all, the entire movie,
it's based on them trying to get him to have sex, right? It's basically based on them trying to get Pee-wee to have sex. But man, that journey,
bro. The movie opens up with Pee-wee having a full-blown morning hard-on or morning wood for those of you that are guys out there. But this is like either my mental, because I saw this movie. It was one of those movies that I remember I got punished for watching too early, because it's one of those movies that I think my older siblings rented.
Well, what kind of punishment did you get for watching Porky's too early?
No, but my older siblings rented it, and I remember like, and this is how I was as a kid. And when I knew they were watching something cool, I would sneak down to the bottom of the steps and like just watch. And then if I was found out and it was a movie that had any type of nudity, because my mom, I'm Hispanic, I got my ass whipped. And this movie, and then I saw it, I think, as a teen and maybe early 20s. I haven't seen it since. And boy, oh boy, there was certain things that my mind just blocked out. Like the plot was completely different in my mind. I thought that Porky was the the antagonist the whole movie. Like I thought he was chasing them like the entire movie. No, first of all, as racist as shit as Porky was, he was a dude that was just like, hey man, get the fuck out of my bar. That's literally what he was like, hey, get the fuck out of my bar.
Yeah, because you little rich kids, get out of my bar.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. I had my movies mixed up. In my head, I was thinking Animal House. Right?
No. Animal House is an art house film compared to this.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is when I started watching this, and I was like, I don't think this is the movie I remember. And then I realized I'd never seen Porky's. And boy, I'm glad I didn't see it when I was younger, because like just I don't know. Everything is played off extra on this movie, man. Like
everything is a stereotype that's factual. Everything. Within first 5 minutes, the guy says, and this threw me for a loop. I had to pause it. I was like, what the fuck did I just hear? When Tommy is rolling up next to his friend in the car, and he was like, did you get him? He's like, yup, I got a 6'4" N-word, Zulu looking motherfucker. And I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Oh yeah.
And then they kind of like they tail it back, and then all of a sudden their homeboy Kavanaugh comes in and it's just hard R, racism. And then at the end he was like, all right, fine, what are we gonna need, some spics? All right, so where's the Negro? And I was just like,
bro,
holy shit.
Okay, first of all, these are supposed to be some high school kids. Pee-wee is supposed to be 15 years old.
They all look like they were 47, dog.
Bruh.
At a certain point. So if I jump ahead.
Do we just moisturize more, or have we just is it the stuff in the food? Because why do their youngsters look like they all could have like mortgages?
I think because this movie had so much nudity and so much cursing, they couldn't have young actors doing this.
Come on, this was made in the 80s. This is the same era where they had Exorcists.
Hey, it's like, well, we don't talk about kids. We don't talk about kids. And if you want to go to Exorcist, Linda Blair was like 24 when she did that movie.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I feel like it's just, I don't know. It's something
like I feel like kids, but they weren't kids.
No, I get that. I get that. But okay, but Saved by the Bell, they played high school kids, but they look like they could have been in college. Okay. Yeah. These guys play high school kids. They look like they could have had 3 kids already.
Yes. There was one scene when I had to rewind it. It was towards the end when the older brother, was at the dance with them, which they never explained why the cop was at the dance after the basketball game. The motherfucker was just there dancing, happened to be there, and he's younger than the other cats. When he's like, I don't want to get you kids involved. And I was like, what kids? You talking about the guys that look like they older than you?
Dude, when the racist dad, the biker, when the racist dad showed up, and he's playing this dude
with a scar and a beard to make him look a little bit older.
Yeah, because I'm like, yo, he only 4 years older than y'all. What y'all talking about? Like, oh, this is if you took a Japanese voiceover and put it on this thing, it would match. Because everybody just looked old playing young. That's all it was.
It was the funniest thing in the world. And first of all, like Wendy, like the girl that was the slut. She was comic relief, the slut, the one who commented later on in the movie, like, oh, I think I've seen that dick before. Like, I was like, what the fuck?
Again, you hear the name of this movie, it's Porky's. You would think Porky's would be a central character or something in this movie. Nah, that's probably like 6 minutes of the entire movie. I was like,
he's not wrong in the situation.
I don't know. I don't think he deserved to have his spoiler. If you haven't seen it since the 80s, I don't think he deserved to have his strip club like yanked down like fucking like the Chinese mart and fucking Rumble in the Bronx.
And then here's where it pissed me off. Because I'm a person of common sense.
Okay,
they had the one thing to pay off the callback that they did. They could have made it chef's kiss perfect.
What's that?
If he would have destroyed the back tail light and then get Porky's to pay the cop the same amount that his brother and his friends lost. No, he was just like, get him out of here.
Well, I mean, they done already beat up his brother 3 times.
Yeah, but
Why
it's
did
like,
dude keep going back? I know they said it's in his nature, but you don't just keep going back by yourself and get your ass fucked up worse every single time.
And like they must have been very considerate rednecks because he arguably came back with a black eye.
Yeah.
Like they didn't destroy his car. They didn't
Mhm.
kill him.
Yeah.
They didn't arrest him. They were like, get out of here, kid. Like, come, like, you know, it's like, come on, man.
Have you known, again, everybody in this movie for some reason was sex starved. Have you been around people who come across as that sex starved? I don't know if I have. I have to think
Never
back.
in my life. And if they are, they're probably individuals that have sex crimes. I've seen, maybe on Law and Order SVU.
I mean, I've been around some people who, you know, all of a sudden they're around a girl. I'm like, hey man, you ever seen a pair of titties before? Because you're not acting like someone who has. But these guys were like, it was like, you know, these are the type of guys that like sneak off to go look at the Victoria's Secret catalog.
Yeah, but they weren't endearing at all.
No,
I
none
felt
of them
like
were.
all these characters came off as disgusting.
Disgusting
like-
assholes. They're pranking each other.
Yeah,
some
on some
odd
like
reason the entire movie.
why does every prank lead to these motherfuckers being naked? Like that's
was-
one thing.
But that was a good prank. The prank in the shack, that's a really good prank. What did they need the black dude for?
So why did that guy look like Chris?
You saying they all look alike?
No, he looked like Chris. We need to run a
tell you,
DNA check there.
I tell Chris all the time, when he gets older, like when he's in his 60s, he's gonna look like Samuel L. Jackson in Black Snake Moan.
Bro. So not only that, like, were the coaches trying to? It took me a second. I thought the coaches were like, I need to get into that. And they showed the cheerleaders in the background, but then they had to use dialogue to clarify, like, oh, no, you mean the other female coach. And second of all, I've never been to a high school where you have 4 or 5 different gym classes running at the same time.
Yeah, no, never. They were saying basketball with no lines. No, I think he was checking out the students, but then he said, no, you need to check out this teacher. And then he looked over and he goes, yeah, they call her Lassie.
And then at the end, when he was like, I'm 24, I was like, dog, you're still 9, 10 years older than all these girls.
Yeah, he said
he's like, no, I'm good. I'm cool. I'm only 24.
Yeah,
Like,
don't call me Mr. Smith anymore. Call me Roy. I'm only 23. I was like, what?
Like, bro, you look 40. Like so there was a lot of plots that I didn't understand that it was shoehorned in. This was horrible.
Well, the thing is, I don't know if it's necessarily like different. I think it felt like a bunch of skits just plugged along. A bunch of funny. Somebody thought of a bunch of funny moments, and then it was loosely based around trying to get Pee Wee laid. You know?
Yeah. And I like, number one, the Brian, what is it, Gershowitz, a Jewish kid, and Kavanaugh completely didn't understand why they had beef.
Because he's Jewish. That's how it was. It was written. They didn't like the black guy. They didn't like black people because they were black. They didn't like.
There was no black people at the school, by the way.
Yeah, none of them. Even
nobody
the basketball
was black.
scene. Yeah, even the basketball scene. That was 1950s basketball.
And the fact that they kept saying Pee Wee, which was very short, and they never showed him play basketball. They were like, Pee Wee, the basketball player? Like, if he's known for basketball.
Yeah.
Like the basketball player? Like the cops?
But like, again, like everybody in this movie, just again, their motivations were super superficial. It's literally all about making jokes and having sex. It's the whole movie. And then you had this random, very light plot point with Porky's and them getting swindled out of some money. First of all, if you go to the strip club like they did, you deserve to get your money swindled. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, like literally, like, I don't understand how this movie earned the name Porky's.
Well, because it's named after, they named this place after Porky's. I guess what I read was the writer director, he based it off, there used to be a strip club or gentleman's club in the Everglades or something like that. And that's what this kind of is based off of. I don't know if, the stories line up, but, I've been to the Everglades and
do you think there's somewhere in
some of them people over there look.
Is there a piece of a story where Porky's was the main plot point somewhere.
No, I think what happened was I think the guy had this one story about how they went to Porky's, whatever, or they went to a strip club and they got swindled out of some money. I think he had that story, and then he just started like filling the rest of the movie with funny things him and his friends did, or things like
Okay.
stories that him and his friend probably took place in, and it's just, again it's almost like that fucking Marty Supreme. It's just a collection of moments tied into like a loose. The fuck is that? God damn. That motorcycle was loud as shit.
And his light is on your face like it's a spotlight.
Oh no, it's the it's golden hour, bro. This is what you call that magic, the magic touch. See the glow? See the glow?
Okay. Anyway.
No, but yeah, I feel like it was just, again, the guy was writing based off of his own childhood. So he kind of just filled it with like things he thought were funny from when he was younger, or moments he thought were funny. I just don't know if it made a like that good of. This is supposedly like on the cover, one of the funniest like coming of age stories ever. I didn't see no coming of age at all in this thing.
First of all, I think the funniest part of the movie was the interaction with Bernice, not ball breaker, bell breaker, or whatever her name is.
the fucking
What are the funny? The only like
Mrs. Mann. That's Mrs. Mann from fucking Scary Movie.
Bro, the funniest thing about this movie was when they were sitting in the principal's office.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't her dialogue, it's when the coach that got with Lassie, who was a young Kim Cattrall. Did you pick up on that?
Yep. Yeah, like I said earlier, I don't know how her career survived this.
Yeah.
She was bottomless in there. All this.
Yeah. Bro, the movie, when the guy was like, so why don't I have a solution. Why don't we get a sketch artist? Yo, that entire scene, the way they were cracking up in the background, and then they slow burned until everybody laughing, had me in tears. Because that was honestly the least offensive. That was actually comedy. Everything else was like shock comedy for me. Like that it was like.
It was that scene, and then right at the end during the credits, when Mrs. Ball Breaker, whatever you want to, was sneaking through the woods and trying to tackle this dude, trying to look at his. He has a mole. He's got a mole on his. Can we not say that's just? Can we call it Tillywhacker?
Yeah. And then the pan to the painting of the guy, like the portrait going, like smiling. That was funny. If the movie would have had more like that, where it was like, so this, like, the only comparison that I could give this movie is like, you remember Police Academy?
Yeah.
That the movie relied on a lot of gags, but what made the movie funny was the dialogue.
Yeah.
This movie relied more heavy on just pure gags and had very little dialogue to go with it. Like, I felt like they were just doing things, like you said, like just to do things. There was no setup for the girls' locker, the girls' shower scene. First of all, that was a lot of gratuitous nudity for no reason. And you could tell those women were not paid anything, because that's just how it was. It was like, hey, you want $20? Go ahead and get out here.
I like using that Police Academy example, because with Police Academy, you had a lot of gags, and you had a lot of like different characters and dialogue, but the overarching story about taking civilians and turning them into police officers, like that carried through the whole movie. You would have thought this whole movie would have took part in like them trying to go to Porky's and get their money back and all that stuff. But like this dude was doing that shit off screen. He would just show up, beat up. Like,
yeah, I felt like this movie took a whole season worth of TV shows and did a fast cut into an hour and a half or an hour 45-minute movie.
Yeah,
like
the only lesson in this whole movie is, this dude isn't he is not a bigot anymore.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, that was it.
It was like, this is an example of like, fuck, I thought Soul Man was bad. This was oh god.
I mean, but is this just the way comedy was back then? Was it just this unhinged? Does this guy have some bigotry in him and decided to put it all into a movie? Like,
I think this is a deep window directly into how we were as society. Like we thought this shit was funny. This movie made money,
yeah,
and it made
200
even more
mil.
money in video rentals and sales.
Yeah,
Like
because
that's why they had a part two.
yeah, but I mean, because I mean, there is a time, and it's not even that far off, but like where humor was very explicit and very crass, and
Mhm.
now, you know, well, everybody laughs at whatever they laugh at. You know, I'm not going to judge anybody on what their sense of humor is, but like, I'm just saying, as far as a society, you couldn't get away with this many isms in one place at one time.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't think you can make this movie anymore. But I don't know. Again, after watching it, I asked myself, is this a snapshot into the 80s and 70s, or is this an overly dramatic version?
It might be an overly dramatic version, but like there's movies that are like this is the dumbest movie. Like you remember Freddy Got Fingered with
Yep. Would you like a sausage, Daddy?
yeah,
Would you like a
like
sausage?
that movie is people are like, oh my god, this is crass. You didn't get a sense of like, oh, this is horrible or this is mean spirited. This entire movie felt like mean spirited. Like it felt like
Did it?
yeah, because it felt like they didn't like each other. There was no reasons for these guys to be friends. Like
Okay. Okay, keep going. I'll elaborate.
like the example, like in the beginning of the movie, I felt like somehow in the editing room they all ended up being friends because in the beginning of the movie, they were all different social groups. Did you pick up on that?
Mhm.
Like they used to pick on Meat, who was a popular, I guess, football player or basketball player that everybody loved.
Yeah.
That's why they kept setting up Pee Wee to fuck with him. And then the Jewish kid was off on his own. He was a new kid. I think the existing friends that ended up through editing branching out was the three guys
Yeah.
that began the movie. And then everybody else, they were like, this will play a lot better if they were all like part of the same gang or like the same friends like thing. Because I just think that there were like example of like high school 90s movies and early 2000s where like these are the freaks, these are the jocks, these are the
Yeah,
blah
yeah,
blah
yeah.
blah. I don't think these guys were friends. I think that the way that the movie was cut and shot, they were like, this will work better if these guys were friends because that would explain the plot point of the Jewish thing.
Yeah.
That would explain why they kept fucking with Meat. Like Meat was a very docile dude.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They kept provoking him.
Mhm.
And then they try to like make Tom like the Zach Morris cat, but no, he was just a dickhead. Like he even pranked his good friend, the blonde kid,
Yeah.
was not in on the prank with like they had like literally it was the two kids that pulled up in the car the first time against everybody else.
Yeah.
Like they never pranked each other.
But here's the thing. I don't know if it was necessarily mean spirited. I mean, clearly they were playing on like, you know, the far ends of stereotypes and all that shit. But I feel like it's just poorly written. Like to the director, the writer director, to him it was like, oh, I'll just have them hang out. People will know they're friends. They don't have to explain like how why this friends group actually hangs out. Oh, they're all on the basketball team. Okay, but like you never actually show them playing basketball. So like it's just
Spoiler
one of those
alert,
weird things
and
where
and
I
and
think it just needed, again, it needs more fleshing out. Like
yeah, and
take
part
away
two
some of these practical joke moments and actually flesh out their characters.
and also can we talk about how Wendy was the only female that had a name? A proper name?
Oh, and besides the teachers.
No. Yeah, well the teachers, one of them was called Lassie.
No, what was
The
it
other
called? No,
the
it was
the other
something else. Mrs. something. I think
no,
we were
that was not
H.
the same teacher that Pee Wee had a crush on. That was a completely other teacher that got literally cut out of the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
Like
yeah. Oh yeah, because oh yeah, maybe. Huh.
like that teacher was a character, and then it just she was always seen with the mean teacher, ball breaker.
Yeah.
and then just stop being seen. And then they kind of like, oh, we have Kim Control. Kim Control, you flip out on this lady.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, again, if looking at the way this movie is structured and everything like that, again, it's just it feels like somebody who's shopping around their stand-up comedy routine, and their stand-up comedy routine is based on life instances. It's just a matter of like, there's no real through line through all of this, you know? Did you connect with any of these characters? Did you have friends like this growing up?
No, but I did see like rough versions of characters we saw later on.
Yeah.
Like I think if we drew parallels between this and American Pie,
Mhm.
Meat was Oz,
Yeah,
right?
easily.
Easily Oz. I think Pee-wee and
Actually, that's a good example. American Pie feels just like a updated version of Porky's, but with a
thought
little
out
more.
version.
What's up?
A thought out version.
Yeah, thought out, a little more fleshed out. Somebody who said, "Okay,
And
I
less
like
less
Porky's,
hard
but I
R.
can do it better."
Less
Yeah,
hard
yeah,
R.
yeah.
Like I think Kavanaugh, like they took parts of him and made him Stifler.
Yep.
Because of all his hot takes. I think the Jewish guy was definitely the dude that shitbrick that slept with Stifler's mom.
Yeah.
That makes sense, the dynamic between them two.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
I think
I didn't realize it until now as we're going over it. It's literally just an updated version of Porky's.
yeah. And except they took out all the stuff that didn't make sense. I think they took like the concept and made it
Mhm.
better.
Yeah.
And then made the gags more likable. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like,
Because I mean, that fucking prank in the cabin or in the shack with the stripper, like that's. I mean, I don't know if I could pull that off, because that takes
first
a
of
lot
all,
of.
can we talk about the fact that if you think about it mathematically,
Mhm.
that prank costs more than what they lost at Porky's.
Yeah. Mhm.
Because I'm pretty sure
It was money well invested.
but I'm pretty sure that they rented that shack. They invested money for that pig's blood.
Yeah.
They had to make it worth the while for the stripper to go.
Yeah.
And then they had to buy her liquor.
Mhm.
And then they had to pay the guy at least $10, which they mentioned. I'm pretty sure they gave him more.
Yeah.
And did it almost feel like nobody had consequences in this movie?
No one did, except for the dude that got beat up trying to go back to Porky's all the time. But then, they ended up, getting back at Porky's and stuff like that. So, obviously, like, there was no real ramifications for anything that happened. Everybody at the end of this movie, other than the kid who wasn't a bigot anymore, everyone else
Was the same person.
they were kind of at the same spot from the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie.
No traction at all.
Do you think after a movie like this, Hollywood was like, we need to hire some prettier strippers?
I don't know. I feel like there was a lot of racism in this movie. They were like, oh, the Cuban strippers. Like, I'd never been with a Cuban. I was just like, yo.
Yeah.
Oh,
shit.
And then why did all the people with Porky's, why were they all fat?
They're all fat. Like, it's literally your stereotypical rednecks. Fat, cowboy hats.
Nobody in Angel Beach was fat. Nobody.
Mhm.
Except that poor girl that the director was like, we're gonna have her shower naked, but we're not gonna show her naked because that shit is gonna make people throw up.
Well,
she's
gonna be the one that's smart enough to hear that there's something going on behind this wall.
Yeah. And
no, but okay, so like again, like at Porky's, you had like basically the look of everybody, the Angel Beach, wherever they were. That was all like the rich kids with the nice cars and the cardigans and stuff like that.
Everybody had a car.
Yeah, nice car too. That Ford truck that he had was nice. But then you go to Porky's and it's all like, rundown rednecks, flannel, dirty jeans and stuff like that.
So,
and like, I just wonder, like, back then, were movies a place for nuance? Were movies a place where you could see, social societies mingling normally, or did you always have that fringe, like the poor people in the projects in the trailer park over here, the rich people over here?
I'm not old enough to answer that question, but it sure as hell felt like it is based on this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay, if you didn't want people from other towns there, then who the fuck is your client base?
Yeah.
Because it was the same 9 people at the bar every single time that they showed Porky's.
Yeah, Porky's
So
just
the
looked
people
like
that's part of your posse is the same people that pay for your liquor
yeah,
and for your
it didn't
prostitutes.
it didn't look like a strip club. It looked like a clubhouse.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
And,
What you
and it's
have you
funny
ever
they
been?
were like, we didn't go that far. It definitely felt like the clan was very present and loved
What
where Porky's was at.
what was your first experience at a strip club like?
It was horrible. I was a guy. I don't like strip clubs because I feel like it might sound like the New York in me. I feel like you should never pay for water and you should never pay to be with a woman. And I feel like a strip club makes everything transactional, and I just feel weird.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's all about hustling. It's about making money out of somebody. Like it's the same way I feel about gambling. Like, it's not
Yeah.
my interest. I don't knock anybody is, and trust me, I have a lot of friends that'll be like, "Yo, let's go to the strip club."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Why?" So I could stand around with an erection around other dudes with erections to throw money at women that don't like me but pretend to like you. And then if they do like me, I could easily get mess up and have to be in a long-term relationship with a stripper, or I catch something that's gonna follow me for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
It's not my thing.
I don't know. Strip clubs aren't my thing either. And for me, it's just like kind of a personal thing. It's like I've always been the type of guy that never really got into a relationship unless it was with someone who I could see a future with. And like again, I'm not why am I gonna invest time and energy and money in someone that I just ultimately I don't give a fuck about?
And
But
you know, and
the first time I went to a strip club, one of my friends, she was a bartender there. So I actually went over there to visit her just to talk to her. And when we were talking, all of a sudden the girl just hopped up on the bar stool next to me and started twerking. And I was just like, all right. And then I eventually I went and sat down somewhere, and another girl came over to ask me if I wanted to dance. And like she was pretty, but she also had this brown ring around her teeth. And I was like, ugh. I said, I need to get out of here.
first of all, I think it was like my 3rd time ever going to a strip club. I always get dragged, and I'm always like, all right, I go in for 10 minutes and I'm out.
Yeah.
And I think what killed any way, shape, or form of even considering strip clubs was when I was like 25
Mhm.
and I ran into a dude that I grew up with, younger sister. And I was just
Oh.
like,
Mm.
and I was just like, nope.
Yeah, I've had it was weird because I used to work with a lady whose daughter worked at a strip club, and I was just like, man, I don't want to run into her there. That sucks.
Yeah, and
Oh,
more and again, I'm not shaming sex work or working at a strip club. It's not my scene.
yeah,
Just
same.
like, just like I don't go to a blackjack table. It's not my thing. I don't
Mhm.
knock anybody that's in for it because people got to make a living and people got their vices and people like,
Oh
I
yeah,
like video games and
yeah.
talking about movies with my friends, you know, that I'm
I
different.
mean, I don't go to blackjack tables that much anymore because I've lost a healthy gangster's role a couple times where I'm just like, I need to watch myself because I'm
Nah,
liable
man.
to lose a lot more.
I'm a big guy, and
Do you
that to
do you
me,
think the quality of coming of age movies has gone up since the time of Porky's or gone down?
100% gone up. I think
What?
coming of age back then meant fucking. You trying to get with somebody.
No, but what presumably wasn't Stand By Me kind of around the same time, or was that later on?
Um, it was a little bit later on. It was within the 5-year window. It wasn't in
Yeah.
'81,
Well, yeah,
but
because
that was a coming of age story in a different way. But a lot of coming of age story was we got to lose his virginity card.
yeah,
And then this movie started off about Pee Wee wanted to have sex, and then all of a sudden at the end, I'm like, oh, let's get to pop his cherry. And it's like, wait, so the entire movie you acting like he had sex before, and now you're like, oh, he's actually a virgin. And
dude.
then they did a lot of stuff off screen. Like Wendy agreed to me that if we succeed, she's gonna sleep with Pee Wee. There was a lot of forced sex in this movie, bro. like no women wanted to have sex here. They hung out with a bunch of women,
Yeah.
but nothing happened. Now, the funniest thing is that I thought it was funny, but I was like, oof, it's kind of really fucked up. When the girl came up to meet, it was like, why did they call you meet? And it's like, oh, girl, come with me, I'll show you. And it's like, wait a minute.
The girls were trying to talk her into.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the youngest looking one out of the bunch.
Yeah,
but
it
they were
was like,
trying to
wait a
talk
minute.
her in to go
I
look
was
at
like-
this dude's. Yeah.
It wasn't like, hey man, this is wrong. It was more like, hey dog, don't get suspended.
Yeah. Hey, she's a freshman. You know, maybe not right now.
It's like,
I don't know.
let her bide her time, and then you show her your penis for no reason or your tallywhacker.
Listen, the quality of stories, especially coming of age stories and like these friendship stories like this, has gone way up over the years. But I kind of miss these smaller, more dramatic, like, you know, tiny stories where it's just a group of friends, you know, doing stuff. I feel like stuff today is so complex and so convoluted that, like, sometimes I just miss a movie where, you know, it's about the friends hanging
Do you
out.
think it's so complex and convoluted that a lot of people pretend to like it because everybody else says they like it and everybody else says it's good?
Well, Porky's?
No, just like movies, like coming of age stories in general.
No, I just
Like-
think that, like, okay, so for me, the best coming of age story I'd seen, like, in a recent memory, is Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Oh my god,
That movie's awesome.
it is.
But, like,
it is.
But there's
There's
so
also
much.
another movie
Go ahead.
that's really good. That not Zach not Galifianakis. Yeah, Zach
Braff?
Galifianakis is in it,
Which one?
where they reintroduced Under Pressure, or about the kid that attempted to commit suicide and he was put in a 72-hour hold.
Why do I think I know which one you're talking about.
It's like the art of getting something. Hold on, I'm about to pull it up. It's one of my favorite low-key movies that I was like, oh man, this is actually really, really good.
I know. I can see. I got the cover in my head, or the poster in my head right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up.
No, but I'm just like, again, like, they just, again, a lot of the
It's
movies.
kind of a funny story.
Okay, yeah. I know that one. That's with isn't that with the kid from fucking Baby Driver? Ensign Elgort?
Maybe. I don't think it is, but no, it's Keir Gilchrist. He was in It Follows. He didn't do a lot after this.
Yeah.
But he was a perfect lead in this movie. Emma Roberts was in it, Viola Davis, Jim Gaffigan, Zoe Kravitz is in it too. It came out in 2010, and I really liked it.
Yeah.
It was a pretty decent movie, and
these are the type of movies that fall towards streaming. Like, if Porky's came out now, you would not see this. It might be in theaters because everybody's like, oh, it's so raunchy that they're like, hey, you know, like, we can put this in theaters. But for the most part, it'll probably pop up in streaming somewhere and get lost 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
Like, but I miss small movies. I miss movies like this that feel a little more intimate. You know, they can swing for the fences a little more.
I don't miss this movie.
No, not this movie. Movies like this. Like, if American Pie or Road Trip came out right now, it would not go to theaters. I don't believe so. You know,
Road Trip is one of the good ones that people forgot.
What did you shoot? What did you shoot, a cheetah?
I was the only one that I was like,
He was like,
it's really good. I don't know what you're talking about.
Where did he go? Austin, Massachusetts.
But there's certain things like that, even in that movie when he called in a bomb threat, that is fucked up now.
Yeah.
If you do that shit now, be like, dog, what the fuck? Just take the F. Retake the course.
Yeah. But I am of the mindset that I am glad we as a society have progressed past, you know, being that fucking crass and that, you know.
First of all, props to you for actually looking this movie up. This movie was, you were like, what the fuck?
No. So here's the thing. The reason why I looked it up, because I felt like, I was like, I want to know where this movie takes place, because it said Florida, something about Florida. So I was like, oh, I was looking to see where they shot it. I was curious.
I feel
Turned out
like wherever they have those airboats somewhere
well,
between
they're the Everglades.
yeah.
So that's what it's based off. Because, like, again, the real
It's a
story of
fictional town though, because they probably did not want to get fucking stabbed by people that lived in those towns.
well, like I said, it's based off of like an old place called Porky, something that was in the Everglades. But this movie was shot in Canada. So, but again, like it's just I don't know. I feel like seeing the way movies are now, you kind of get a gist of like how, we as a society look at stuff. We're like, hey man, that's just not cool to even put out there, that people that are like just on a whim that racist and that bigoted, because it didn't progress the story. It didn't have any real deep impact in the story. Fucking Django, it has a place in the story, so
Yep,
you go
it's
there
not
with it.
gratuitous.
Yeah,
Just
well,
like everything
it kind of
about
is
this movie.
gratuitous, but
Yeah,
in a meaningful way.
Yeah, like this is just wrong. Like
Yeah.
I'm still trying to scratch my head. Other than for you to get teenage boys in the movie, like that whole shower bit. What was that? Who was that for? For the guys bringing their parents? For the young kids that look 47 that are in high school that come in to watch a movie with their girl? Are they gonna later try to date rape in their car? Like,
It's weird because I get maybe is it just the idea of nudity just wasn't as looked down upon as it is now?
I feel like during then nudity was a very I think it was in every movie. Like that's why the horror genre made so much money, because it was like just nudity. It was gratuitous nudity and everybody was cool with it.
Yeah.
Like you can't have an action movie where the girl's just randomly naked running.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But in a horror movie, they're about to have sex. That's when the killer jumps out. So the killer was like, wait a minute, I'm here to give people blue balls.
That's one of the funniest tropes to me about a horror movie, is that whenever anybody decides to have sex, they're gonna get killed.
And then it's like, if it's a group of killers, they're like, no, wait until the dick is out or something like that. All right, now get their ass. So
go ahead.
What did you actually think of this movie? What would you recommend this? I feel like if I recommend this to somebody, like, yo, this movie's dope, they will stop being my friend.
No, if I were to recommend this movie, I'm like, yo, you want to see a crazy movie from the 80s? Watch this. This is, to me, it's like, you ever seen that movie Sex Drive?
Yeah. Sex Drive was nowhere near as
No. But this is like me going, hey, you go watch Sex Drive, but watch the unrated version. Have you ever seen the unrated version?
Yes. I have.
Yeah, with all the random nudity and just shit going on. This is what this movie felt like. Again, it didn't feel like there was too much story going on. I get, like, if you grew up in that time and this is just kind of the type of movies that were out, presumably maybe you knew people who were like these people. Like, again, look at our friend group. We'd say the most fucked up shit to each other.
Yes. But we don't say it out in public. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I would imagine there are people out there who have friends that resemble some of these characters,
Bro, the fucking poster is the shower scene. Like, that's their hook. Like, I'm looking at this now and it's like, okay, so again, if you haven't seen this movie, I didn't see it. Holy shit, Wendy is the actress that played Wendy is still alive, and she lives in Maryland.
Oh yeah, you have to go up to knock on her door and be like, "Hey, why did you make this movie?"
Bro, I'd be like, "What is wrong with you?"
Okay, so this is one thing I remember. I was thinking about the finality of this movie is where they come up with this plan to go basically destroy Porky's, right? Tell me, you tell me, right? Did their plan not remind you of the end of Tropic Thunder?
It did. It did remind me of the end of Tropic Thunder, but it also reminded me of like an 80s action movie.
Yeah.
Like, them cats went and got C4 without a permit.
Mm-hmm.
They committed a felony by disabling all those cop cars.
Yep.
And it was very regional. This is the type of town where somebody gets beat up and tossed at the end of the border. Like, I feel like this is a town where Rambo in First Blood got escorted out. Like, hey
Yeah.
man, get the fuck out of my town. Like, I know
Yeah.
I'm breaking a whole bunch of laws, but I'm the sheriff here, bitch. You get the hell out of my town.
It's like that town in fucking Tremors where they could come up to you, but hey man, we got giant worms over here. But get the fuck out of here, man. You get out with this crazy shit. We don't believe none.
Or
We
like,
don't
I
believe in
felt like
sand
in
monsters.
the 80s, they try to make small towns into the worst towns ever. Like, do you remember this movie with was it Tom Hanks when he was driving through?
The Burbs?
No. It was a movie that they I forgot the name of it, where I think it was called Speed Trap, where
No idea.
man, I watched too many shitty movies. Oh my god, that the same actor kept playing the judge and shit.
Yeah.
Like, they got pulled over by a guy, and it was like this actor in makeup, and then the judge was his twin brother that was the same actor in makeup.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't remember.
oh man.
Don't know. I don't know. Small towns, man. Small towns. Movies like this would make you try to avoid small towns. Again, like if you watch, like, what's that movie? There was that one movie with the demons and Paul Bettany. It was like he played like an angel or some shit.
Paul Bettany?
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about that movie actually became a TV show too. You talking about with Christopher Walken?
Priest? Is it
Yes.
Priest? Was it
Not
Priest?
No. There was two movies that Paul Bettany played the same thing. There was Priest, and there was one movie with the guy from Fast 2 Furious. The main lead was in.
Where they're stuck in the diner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But like the movies like this will make you try to avoid small towns like that. But me, again, living in Florida, I like going and visiting some of the small towns in and around here. And like they're cool to see. You know, I feel like that's part of Americana that like we lose track of nowadays because it's all about the big cities now. But like when you go allow yourself to just go get lost in a small town for half a day, just hanging out, you know, I recommend that to people. There's a town here called Mount Dora. It's just outside Orlando. It's one of my favorite places to go to. It's not a mountain. It's just called Mount Dora.
They just call it.
Yeah, it's like 600 feet above sea level. But supposedly, I don't know if it's there or Ocala National Forest. One of those places they used to film I think either the Tarzan TV show back in the day or George of the Jungle. One of those two. But they used to film it over there. Yeah. Why did you decide to go on this 80s little movie tour?
I don't know. Because there was certain movies that like, so I'm always on YouTube, and I saw another podcast did Soul Man. And that led me to like, oh, let me go watch back this movie. And I started, and within 10 minutes, I was like, oh, this movie's bad. Like, and not in a good way. Not like the plot is not bad. I'm talking about like this movie is crazy. And then I was like, let me revisit these movies that I haven't seen and forever to see if what I remember is what I saw. And in all three movies, and this is probably going to be the end of my trilogy, I might go on another tangent for something else, another type of specific movies. But these are movies that I would categorize. This was like, man, this shit was offensive now.
Yeah.
Like,
but do you think it was offensive then?
I don't think it was.
No,
I don't think people thought it was.
No, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you watch it now, you're like, I don't know how this couldn't be offensive. But again, you're watching it through modern eyes and shit like that. You know?
Sorry. So the movie that I'm referring to, I had it completely wrong. It was Dan Aykroyd and John Candy and Chevy Chase and Demi Moore called Nothing But Trouble, in which John Candy played a corrupt judge and police officer in a town. And this is like one of the movies, like, yo, if you live in the 80s and in the 90s and you live in a small town, they all thought you were backwoods fucking pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Like,
bro, even Springfield, for some reason, Eastern Massachusetts, which is like Worcester East towards like Boston and stuff like that, for some reason, they all think Springfield is like, you know, Western Massachusetts is all cows and fields and prairies and shit like that. But Springfield's got like a giant Puerto Rican population, Fucking volleyball was invented in the Connecticut River Valley. Basketball, the fucking Ninja Turtles were from over there. Like, we got a lot. Dr. Seuss is from Springfield.
I get it, man. Don't get offended.
Well, I'm just
So,
saying.
did you like this this journey, the three 80s movies that were like, holy shit? I know some of them you didn't see at all ever.
Yeah.
But these were so old that, like, if you would have asked me before we rewatched them what their plots were, what I told you before we saw them and after it's like, holy shit, what did I think this movie was?
You're like, was I watching the right movie back then?
Yeah.
I liked it because I like seeing the journey of like what like type of movies were popular at a certain era, you know?
Mhm.
Like, again, for when you go earlier on, like, again, mind you, before this, we had Casablanca, Lawrence of Arabia. Like, there's bigger movies and stuff like that. But I feel like the 80s were a time where it was kind of like, you know, you got like the American Graffitis, Porky's, Revenge of the Nerds, all these type of movies where it was just kind of like,
do you think
groups of friends
during this period it was either art house or lowbrow? There was no in between.
Yeah. Like, I think for a while, other than 80s action movies, you weren't getting like, you either got 80s action movies or like group comedies and things like that, right? And I mean, that's what it feels like to me. Maybe there's movies I missed in the 80s and shit like that. I don't know. But what do you think the movies in like 2010 on? What do you think that era is gonna be known for?
I think that era is gonna be known for rom-coms and ensemble movies. Think about it. It was rom-com heavy because you had Katherine Heigl, you had the coming of age of what's it called? This dude, all right. Him.
Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah, we had Matthew McConaughey. You had when they were trying to make what's his name? My man from This Is Sparta.
Fucking Gerard Butler.
Yeah, they try to make him everybody was shoehorned into a romantic comedy.
Yeah, you had
you had ensemble movies where
Chris Pine and Tom Hardy.
Of actors.
Yeah. I feel like between 2010 2020, to me, it's you have a lot of big budget movies.
I take it back. It's the dawn of the superhero movie.
Okay, this is what I'm giving you. I feel like in this era, it's the era of a lot of big budget movies that didn't necessarily take the story aspect, you know, too seriously. They were just all about like kind of Michael Bay-ish. What can we blow up? What can we, you know, put on screen that makes it look grand? You know,
but
like a
battleship.
battleship.
2000s, from 2000 to 2010, it was all about the resurgence of the teen comedy.
Mm-hmm.
The teen comedy, whatever iteration, like the American Pies, the Road Trip, the
Euro Trip.
Like they were or it was like your Mean Girls. It was very high school teen oriented. Hell, you had the triple feature of Usher playing this Usher and Cisco in teen movies that people completely forgot.
And Lil' Kim.
Yeah. So it was, I think that was a decade of teens because you had The Faculty, you had all those teen movies. It was like everybody was high school, right?
Yeah.
And they were more age appropriate, that the actors were actually closer to the ages that they played.
Yeah.
Which I think led to their success. Mm-hmm. If you had really older actors like in the 80s playing kids, then you'd be like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And I think there was a small pocket something right before Iron Man, or like it was concurrent to the superhero movie where you got back to the really, really raunchy comedy.
Yeah.
You had movies like Bad Words with
Bad Words was with Cameron Diaz.
Huh?
Was that that was bad? Was that Bad Teacher with Cameron Diaz?
Yeah, it was that time too.
Yeah.
You had Bad Teacher, you had Step Brothers, you
Yeah.
had Will Ferrell. Like you had like it was either a superhero movie or it was a raunchy comedy.
Yeah, or like Bad Santa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you know what I mean, and or like Jackass era, like something like that. Like you know what I
Yeah.
mean, Bad
Yeah.
Grandpa. But then you
Yeah.
also had a sprinkling of like, and this is the worst thing that I added, like somewhere between the early 2000s and the mid 2000s, the 2010s, the horror industry decided to go PG-13,
Yeah, because they were trying to make more money.
and they neutered every horror movie and a lot of action movies and a lot of adaptations where it's just like, come on, dog.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like with the horror movies, I feel like there was that moment where it went to, okay, hey, we're gonna remake these horror movies, but we're gonna make them without the 80s tropes. So now zombies are gonna run fast. Jason's gonna run after you. Some of these people are like, no, I'm not actually gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna run outside. Like they try to do,
But
like
I feel,
my Bloody Valentine 3D.
yeah,
You know,
but there's certain movies like that was like as a horror fan, and it's funny because I'm a chicken shit, but I love horror. I love vampire movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Every time a movie like that comes out
Mhm.
and it's PG-13, it immediately destroys the movie. Like for me,
Okay.
because there's certain genres you can't have a killer movie that you have cutaway. You know why? Because the movie's not going to be as good as compelling as like Psycho, which did not need the blood or the actual thing. Some of these movies are not well acted. And
Yeah.
then you
Okay.
have
Go ahead.
these cutaways or people that you could tell when they negotiated this movie that you're not going to see a payoff. Like, do you remember when Paris Hilton was in what was the movie Wax or whatever Wax
House of
Museum,
Wax.
the House of Wax?
Yeah.
You knew that they were going to do a cutaway death for her. You were not going to see her on screen die.
Yeah.
And they cut away and then they show her like as a wax statue. Like,
Yeah.
because you knew she negotiated, like, I don't want to die on screen. You know who I am?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Before we get to the end of this episode, as always, we do our hot take of the week. Marco, since you picked the movie this week, I feel it's only right that you go first this week with your hot take. See what you got. What has been on your brain?
Going back to hot take, I think if done right, remakes can be way better than the originals.
I don't think. Yeah. So hold up. Beloved originals, because again,
It doesn't necessarily have to be beloved. It has to be a movie that was successful enough
okay.
that like I think if it wasn't for the studio meddling,
Yep.
I think RoboCop
Yeah.
on paper, the remake in 2014 could have been way better than the original RoboCop. But because of the studio meddling and messed up, I am looking forward to this Scream 7 that comes out at the end of the month more than I was looking forward to the first one.
I think I'll agree with you there. Like again, with the updated Ninja Turtles movie, the Michael Bay one, I felt like they were more about building a franchise than actually building something that was going to have some staying power and selling toys.
Yeah.
Because I was very excited when they announced a Ninja Turtles thing. And so, when that came out and I was just like, man, why does Michelangelo look like Russell Westbrook? I was like, I don't know about this. But
it's so messed up.
He does though.
Like I think and people are gonna like I really, really like Friday the 13th with it wasn't Jensen Ackles, it was with the other guy from Supernatural, the tall one.
Friday the 13th.
Yeah, the Jason movie.
Yeah, Friday, but I was he in that? Because I thought wasn't that
he was the lead.
Was he?
Yeah, he was the lead.
Because it wasn't what's his name? Was Trey Songz?
It wasn't Jensen.
No, Trey Songz was in it, plus Willa Ford. But I don't think it was the dude
Trey
from
Songz was not in. They had that Asian kid that did like a run of 4 movies that he was really good in. that he always played a stoner.
I don't know which one. What Asian kid you talking about?
Oh my
I'm
god,
telling you,
bro! Like
because
they had
the
the like.
updated.
It's funny you. The only reason it came up to mind is because it had the blonde kid from the first Transformers in this movie, and it was from 2009, and it was Jared Padalecki was in it.
Oh, okay.
Um, it had the rich guy, the blonde rich guy that was like that when he was giving out the flyer about his missing sister at the gas station, and he was like, "Hey, bro, why don't you get out the way so we could pay for gas?" And they had Aaron Yo, who was
Is he
this
the kid from?
Asian kid.
Is that the kid from? Yeah, he was the kid. He was in 21.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
He's actually made some dope movies since. Have you
He
ever seen
did,
Blue
but his
Bayou?
run was very specific. He had a run between 2007 and 2012, and then he came back in 2017 to 2020.
Yeah,
And
he came back as a director because he did. I think he did Gook, and then he did Blue Bayou.
yeah,
And Blue Bayou was fucking dope, like
but
really fucking good.
his characters were hilarious.
Yeah,
I liked him, and so certain remakes that I think were better. I'm trying to give you an example right now, and of course, I'm not. It's that I just think there's certain movies that the technology at the time that it came out
yeah.
was not there. I know a lot of people like I think Jurassic World was better than the first Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Because Jurassic Park, you could see it's like an animatronic,
Yeah, but
Jurassic World,
Jurassic
they had the
Park.
technology.
Yeah, but Jurassic Park had way more heart to it and suspense than Jurassic World. Jurassic World felt more like an action movie, where Jurassic Park actually felt like a suspense thriller.
Here's an example.
Go ahead.
That was an amazing movie that were as a remake. Casino Royale, way better than the original.
Way better, way better. Although I think it peaked after the opening. That the parkour scene.
It way better than the original.
We'll agree to disagree there. Well, you know what my hot take for this week is? Because it is season of the Olympics and everything going on right now.
If the U.S. is gonna not be the top medal winner,
no. Here's my hot take: is in 30 years, 25 to 30 years, you will not see the Olympics on regular TV.
I mean, is it on regular TV now?
Yeah, I'm sure it's on NBC and ESPN. It plays and stuff like that. But I think the next 25 to 30 years, it's going to be streaming. I could see an all day long YouTube stream for different events, and you click on the events.
So does it make me anti-American that I don't care about the Olympics?
Yes. You get out of here. Get out of here, Elian. Get out of here.
No, like I'm only interested in basketball, and that's the Summer Olympics. Everything else, I don't care.
Well, I mean,
I don't have like, even if I was like in any other country or whatever, like I don't feel the sense of pride. Like I feel like there's been very small moments where you feel the sense of pride, and that is the miracle in 1980. Mm-hmm. That is when the Dream Team first came back.
Yep, 92.
And a couple, and like Michael Phelps and stuff like outside of that. Like I'm not tuned in. Like Curry's run last year, the what I call the last dance of the Dream Team in Paris.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Like
he was like
Disney movie.
He was like, "Give me that ball, put it in my hands. Let me show you what I do." And I think with the Olympics right now, I think part of the allure going down for Americans is, one, there's so much content nowadays that, like, unless it's something you want to watch, specifically want to watch, you're not going to spend time to watch it.
Like,
two, but also
the fact that they're amazing athletes and they're representing whatever country they're at superbly. It's just me, as like you hit it on the nail, as a content consumer.
Yeah.
Just give me highlights.
There's a lot more you can be watching. But also here's the thing. I feel like we know so much about athletics now, like sports, and we know so much about the Olympics right now, and kind of like the financial aspect of it and all that stuff. I think it's that like it's not just like the pride that goes into winning a medal nowadays. For a lot of people, isn't there because all they care about is how much money they make. And again, I was watching the All-Star game, and they were talking about how some people think the reason why the dunk contest isn't as good anymore is because a lot of superstars don't join anymore because they're looking at their money they're making. They're like, it's not worth it to go do that thing. There's no pride.
Also, what if you blow out your knee?
But that's the thing. Back in the day, it was a sense of pride to win a dunk contest. It was a sense of pride to win a gold medal, no matter what it did to your contract. But now money's so big that like people don't. The pros. I mean, the cons outweigh the pros. But I contend if you're a good enough athlete or whatever, there's so many different ways to make money nowadays that I don't think your money would necessarily drop.
What about the guy when Puerto Rico went to the championship and he blew out his knee in a celebration in the pitcher's mound? Like,
yeah, there's one guy that just broke his ankle recently after I think he hit a home run and he was running around the bases and broke his ankle. Like it can happen at any point.
Yeah, but it's like you put yourself in there.
Yeah,
that, like, you know what I mean? Like, look, you remember you had to see the highlight of the guy that dunk contest that fell to the floor.
Yeah, that's fucking Jason Richardson's son. Yeah.
Yeah. What if he would have like? What if he would have like gotten hurt and missed number of games?
I get that, but it's because of that like people they weigh the pros versus the cons. Whereas back in the day, the money wasn't so big that like, the idea of winning a gold medal or winning a title doing this, like people put pride and ego over, monetary gain. Nowadays, everybody's a businessman. How can I protect my brand? If LeBron loses a dunk contest, he's not going to risk that.
I think to your point, or not to your point, but I believe that the dunk contest should be something that should probably be eliminated. There's so many more fun, entertaining things there that don't involve you risking injury. The skills competition, the shooting contest, the new format of the NBA All-Star game engaged me because they were playing hard.
Get out of here. Well, yeah, because it's just such a pride in there. USA versus the world.
Yeah, but that's them doing what they normally do every day.
No. But here's the thing. But there
ain't nobody trying to like do a dunk between the legs, and then let's say they hit the rim and they fall like that kid and then hurt himself. LeBron will be pissed because he has more time outside of basketball left than he has in basketball.
Yeah, exactly. But someone like LeBron, again, even when LeBron was spry and young, he didn't join the dunk contest because if he's supposed to be the face of the league, he's supposed to be the giant, the best, one of the best ever, and if he loses a dunk contest to Zach LaVine.
And also you gotta talk about that the game has changed. I think the main event for me was the skills contest and the 3-point contest.
Man, y'all, you need to, man.
You know what? I'm also old enough to remember the MTV
Rock and Jock.
Rock and Jock. You need to bring that shit back,
bruh. Yeah,
like,
the Rock and Jock game. That's like the celebrity game. Nowadays, the celebrity game ain't even a celebrity game anymore. But like,
it's old NBA players with a bunch of celebrities that think that they can play ball until they play an old NBA player.
Yeah, exactly. I watched this video with Brian Scalabrine, who like, if you watched the NBA, people be like, oh yeah, Brian Scalabrine, he's cool, but yeah, everybody trash talks him. Then he's playing people, he's like scoring on them at will. It's like, no, even the trash ones are really fucking good.
Yeah, it's the NBA. It's not, it's not rec ball.
Yeah. Anyways, all right. Well, that's the latest episode of Sarath and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast featuring Marcos. It's your boy Sarath, aka Makazi.
It's your boy Marcos, aka At the Sunset Kid 5'6".
Yeah. Well, come back with us next week where we're gonna have probably another interesting kind of movie, something that we can really get into. I have an idea in my head because there's something I actually want to jump into for the next week or two between me and you that I think you'll appreciate. We kind of missed a specific holiday that just passed. We didn't get to do anything to celebrate it, so maybe we can do some movies that celebrate it. Mm-hmm. Anyways, all right. Until next week, man. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
I'm a warrior.